We have a child today from Kala who was getting married after the Chagim, and Bezrat Hashem flying to America for the wedding. She asked me, can she use a 4 denier veil, like the thinner ones, like the thinner stockings, or she has to use a very thick one. You can't even see her face. Apparently, her parents, her family, they want to be able to see her face under the chuppah. And that was the question she asked me. And she said, as far as I understand, some Haredi thing, or some Hasidish thing. This thing about, and that's what I thought also, and some Hasidish thing, don't want to look at the Kala. But we found out some more information here today, so that's what we're going to talk about, Bezrat Hashem. Right? So it all starts in the Mishnah. It all starts in the Mishnah in Ksubas. It's in Daf, where is it? Tezvav and Aleph. Is that right?
Please.
Tezvav and Beis. Tezvav and Beis, right? Ha'isha shins armala, oshnis garsha, hiomeres, basulani satane, huamr, ki ela almanin saticha, imiyesh einim shiyasa beim nuya rosha priya ksubas my time. So the proof that this woman is a basula, right? She's never been married before, is that her hair is uncovered, and she's wearing a veil, right? She's wearing a veil. So you see, so that what? Well, it's not that her hair should be uncovered. What's that?
Hair's uncovered, she shouldn't have to wear a veil.
That's a not the best diak I ever heard, because those are two proofs that she's.
The hair by the
No, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything we just said, right? There's two. If you add these two things, then we know that she's a psul. Yeah. If you have one of them, it could be also, But if though you have those two things, then we know for sure she's a psul. Okay. In any event, what if you only have one of them? It's not discussing that.
It's those that are makro to wear a shaitel by the chasana.
That's what I'm asking.
Okay. Anyway, fine. That doesn't really, it's not our issue here today at all. But let's see. So what? No, next week. Next week we're talking about the Untafir. Lamaisa, Rashi says, Goran says on Daf Yud Zayin Beis that the Lashon Himnuya is the Tanor Da'asa, or what's the second thing here? Tanor Da'asa, Kriyasa Diminamna Ba'akala. So the Rashi says she takes a nap. Yeah. If the Kala takes a nap, Lashon Rashi is Sif al Roisha, Mishar Balaneha, Kamosha Osim Ben Kameno, Upamim Shnim Nemes, Batovo, Mitoch Shein Einam Magulan Al Kach Nikreim Nuya, Shem Tsunuma, to take a nap. Right? Now, I think, and I heard this from other Avrechim as well, it's not the point of this thick veil is not so she can take a nap. Not she could doze off without anybody noticing. If she dozes off, then no one will notice. But we haven't yet hit on the reason. Being a basula, she doesn't wear a hamnuya because she's a basula. If she goes out with a hamnuya, the minhag was for a basula to wear a hamnuya, number one. Number two is that if she falls asleep, you won't notice it. But neither of these phenomena explain why she's wearing the veil yet. Okay, so comes along the Orchos Chaim. He brings a Rajva, which is in the Rajva is in where is it in Kisvei Yad? Which simon was it? Kosam Gimel. Kisvei Yad, right? Kosam Gimel. Okay, and the Rajva says like this. It's talking about the Orchos Chaim. It got edited from the Marmakomas. I apologize, but the shaila there in the Orchos Chaim is about being medaktik in the Kesef Kedusha, right? What type of ring should you use? Should you use a diamond ring? Should you use a gold ring? Right? So you want to make sure that the Kala is not going to make a mistake. She gets this fancy ring and she thinks it's worth $50,000. It's worth $20. The guy got it. It's a Zarkon. What?
So why would that only be negated by a psula? It should also be.
Let's see. Let's good. I was thinking that myself, but let's first finish here. No, I think because, well, let's say the answer first, and then I'll answer your question. It's a good question. I was thinking myself, I just thought the answer. Right. So the Rajba says, and this is the big surprise with the whole sugya. When I told this Kyle, she was like, wow, it's interesting. The surprise of the sugya, the Rajba says, is that the reason for the veil is so that she shouldn't be medaktik in the case of kedushin. She's getting something expensive. So we don't want her to see. She's getting something. It's for sure. Somebody eat this. Rob asked me this morning. He says, so maybe it's not worth the proof. That we're not worried about. The stomach, a gold ring that is given to a college is worth the proof.
That's not a shaila. It's not worth the proof. There's no shaila.
A silver.
Around.
Square. When my daughter got married, she's a square silver ring. Or Sternbach. Right.
Square as in like this?
So Meisman told me, who says worth a pruta? If you find the most machmir shitin, what a pruta is. Okay. But
there's no shaila. It's not worth the proof that she's not married, right?
Yeah, okay.
The shaila.
Look, in any event, Rabosai, that is what the Rajba says. This is the reason. Now, it's true. The Lashon of Rajba is a little bit tricky, because the Rajba says like this. He says, Achshav nogu benos Yisrael at snuyos, the snuyos maidels, yeah, shemechase paneim b'shas kedushin, bein medaktik, im b'pruta, im b'tarkava. She's getting a bag of gold, or she's getting one pruta, yeah. So the Rajba is saying the snuyos wear a veil, and because of that, they're not medaktik, yeah. If they're getting a bag of gold or one coin, okay. So now you could learn what the Rashi means. Is the women are a snua and they wear a burker, yeah, or as one Rav calls it, a berserker, yeah. Then they don't have a problem with the Kesef Kedushin, right? They don't have a problem with the Kesef Kedushin because you can't see it. So she's saying, I trust my husband, whatever he gives me, that's fine, right? And you see, it might not be such a good minhag to wear during a normal day, but for a kala wearing it, it's mutzdak. It's mutzdak, right? You could say that. I don't think that's pshat in the Rajba. I don't think he means to say that a woman who's very sneas, she's going to wear this to cover her face so nobody looks at her, right? I don't think that's what it means, right? Because then it should say, the lashon should be, u'lechein ein medaktikin. He says ve'ein medaktikin. I think the sneas goof is that they're showing they don't care, that they're getting themselves out of sneas, as my Charusa Rav Achtolder said, right? The Mishnah in Nida says, "Hatznius machinan aid livda kodem." Yeah, there in the first parak. So sneas means that they're careful in halacha, they're medaktikim in halacha. So a woman is medaktik in halacha, so she wears this veil, yeah, in order to get out of problems that might come about afterwards. Sneas. That's what the Rajba. That's what the Rajba is saying. Okay, so and if you look at the Beis Shmuel here, it's still mashma like that from the Morah, but the Beis Shmuel is mashma even more like that because the lashon of the Beis Shmuel is Sifkat and Hay here. Nogim lichsos apal gab the shoylim laedim im yeshav prut. So mikamok meish lomer to lo samchu daita ki rasa the HaEzer. It's worth shavpruta. She thinks, wow, this ring must be worth like $1 million, just, and as they said, it's worth $20. But okay, and Choshe Mishpat Le'Yonoah Imam Lo Eino Shav Ezuz. He says, "Hachinami Savar Shav Yoser Mishum Hachi Mechasim Panel." This is the reason why we cover our face. So the Beis Shmuel is clear. The reason for wearing a thick veil is in order to make sure there's no suffix in the kedusha. So now the truth is, again, this is a minhag. It's a minhag. Number one. Number two. Somebody told me here the minhag today, especially in Chutzlar, is not to wear such a thick veil. But we know that minhagim sometimes change. And And today, pretty much the ring that a woman uses to Mekadosh is standard. It's standard. It's the same size, the same price, the same value. There's not too much room for making a mistake, right? And this gal told me, but I bought the ring. I know how much it costs. I want to make sure she has to make sure she's marked into the chassan. But the point is, is that if a woman chooses not to wear a super thick veil because of her own reasons, because of her family reasons, certainly yesham lismoch. It's just an interesting caveat here. It's an interesting phenomenon, right? That the reason is that it shows a certain amount of trust. Yeah, just nobody knows that. Probably not even the chassan either. But it shows a certain amount of trust that she's saying to her chassan, like, I don't have to see what you give me. I trust you, whatever you give me. It's just a little bit absurd today because everyone's giving the same thing. It doesn't have the same meaning maybe that it once had. Yeah. So therefore, that would be a reason to opt out of a thick veil and opt in for a thin veil. Okay. Hamevin Yavin, right? I told the college she could listen to the shir and see which resonated more with her. But Lefina Yistaiti, those are the studim. Now,
That's why it's only like
she can't really see it clearly once she gets it.
she can't see well.
She can't see well.
Oh, so that would be mash of everything.
She can't pick it up and look.
Okay, so Rav Yaakov,
So she doesn't care.
by Hasidic weddings, they wear thin veils?
That's not the point. Is it?
Okay, right. Okay, Rav Yaakov is suggesting that even if it's a thin veil, so you can't see so well, but I don't know. You can't be medactic.
Very small.
Right. I hear it's a good point. It's well taken. I'm gonna.
why is it only about
Oh, okay. I was about to say that. I'm glad you reminded me. Going. You're a going, right? You're a going, right? Okay.
You never saw Rashi.
Shemati Agon Rav Yaakov Mark Shlita Shafilu Imloshim Inuma Daka. Even if you wear a thin one, Mikomakam Akala Eina Yichayil Ledaktek B'Shaveh Shel Hatabas Im Kain Miyushav Shafilu She Atlovesh Henuma Daka Gam Kain Makain Minyog Zeh Henuma Daka is also Makain this minute. What's that? What did he say? What? Oh, Leveshes. Oh, yeah, okay. If she was, yeah. Okay. 1 second. So we have to just answer Mordechai's question. I believe it's because there's more reason for a basula to be medactic. Yeah. Because the Indian of basula is not just, it's an Indian of chashivas. This is the first marriage, and a second marriage is already, it's not.
She doesn't care much as
You see that there was a very big, the first marriage is like really very, very important.
And that would be, and if it's also sneers.
What?
And on the side that was also sneers, that would be the same judgment that she needs to be more sneers by her first husband.
That's what I'm saying. For me, the sneers is not the sneers is sneers in halacha, not sneers in thing. Okay. Are you also going? How do you spell your last name? With you spell Vox?
Vox.
Aleph Kof Samech.
You can put me as one of the Savaron.
What?
I'm a little bit higher than that.
You're a Savaroi. Okay. Shlita. Lama Minag Zeh Shaykh Dafka. Okay, fine. We have a couple minutes left. So, I was hoping to get into the minhag of is it heirs and Nisuyin Lamaisa? There's definitely there's definitely a possibility that the Bedekin is Nisuyin. And Rav Sternbach discusses maybe having the Adam there at the time of the Bedekin when they lift up when the chassan lifts up or actually covering, right? I was thinking it was lifting up, covering the Kyle's face.
They're not Yacharedim in America.
Yeah.
By my chassan,
all the men coming in all seasons.
by my chassan, there was a day.
Okay, but I want to just touch on this very important point which we brought here from the Avnei Ulum and the Mabit is just Mahapech HaKaira Al Pia, right? We're talking all the time about using really thick veil. Maybe using a thick veil shouldn't be good kedushin at all because the Adam cannot see the Kala. Who told me about invalidated? Who you said?
The Avnei Ulum definitely seems to that the Yaakov here is very adamant. It's not.
Okay, but someone told me at a wedding they wouldn't. They did.
Yes. The Baron Schechter was
Right, Ron Schechter, he wouldn't allow.
They did not to see the Kala.
Right, the Adam should see the Kala. I remember once I was in Eibai Chuppah, and Rav Tzvi Kushlevsky told me, who was it? Was Yeshua Siegel. Yeshua Siegel said, make sure to look at the Kala. You have to identify her if you're in the street. In any event.
So used to tell her to pick up the veil, and used to ask her to look. And one time Rav Chaim was in aid. And you want to look, and then you won't be near anymore until they ask for the side of the Kedusha.
Okay, anyway, so we see that was. So Lamaisa, they have to know how the Kala looks, yeah? But, so that would definitely seem to be a problem, yeah? But comes along the Piskei Tshuva here with the whole Lumdis that we know that these are the Adam, and if they would and she would do something in front of them, they would know that it's this woman, like a Gansi Lumdisha, Pilpul over here. Why not? But it definitely seems to be that there's a Mila. Yeah. There's a Mila for the Adam. Mila, and maybe even touching on Chiyuv for the Adam to know how the Kala looks, that's for sure. It says Asur L'Stakel. So if you look at my friend Rav Mordechai Patish's book, what's it called? Istaklis Balacha. The first thing he says is Istaklis means like an intense look. Like, yeah, it says it's usher. I just made it finished brachas. It says usher to mistakel at the keshet or levana. But you have to look at it, yeah. Before Kiddush Levana, you look at the moon, right, and you look at the rainbow, because you're not supposed to focus on it. You're not supposed to. What is the right word? Gaze. To gaze on it, like that.
That's in the Gersa Ramban. It says al tistakel b'benodim tepercho imu. So it doesn't mean I'm not supposed to look at a person. It means.
Right, you should Okay. In any event, so there's definitely a strong makor for the less opaque veils. Yeah, if a woman decides to use an opaque one because she feels what's the right word? Oh, because she wants to take a nap by the chuppah. She wants to have an opportunity to doze off a little bit. So. Magia law, she's probably very tired, getting ready for the wedding. So that would be a reason to think. If she feels that there's an Indian of Tosefet Snias, even though probably people look generally more at somebody who's walking, definitely in the street, a woman's walking around with like covered from head to toe. My daughter was in Gates at the old Gate Seminary, said they forbid overly long dresses there, because that's also not sneas. So anything which makes a woman stand out is called not sneas. Okay, but in any event, there's definitely a strong source for using not transparent veils, translucent. Okay, but somebody told me they have like one-way veils. You heard about this? The collar could see out, but you can't see in, like those mirrors. What?
It seems like we may the car can't see after she won't see the ring.
Doesn't have to be a bit.
Yeah, okay, whatever. It's hard for me to believe such a thing unless it's made of glass.
They do have mechitzas. I've seen it. It's not glass. They have
a screen.
It's some sort of like mesh.
It's a screen and a light.
It's a plastic like on the glass. Right?
Yeah, I can understand for a mechitza. I can understand it, but for a veil, I find it hard to believe. In a cloth veil. In any event, next week, Bezrat Hashem, we'll talk about the interferer.
What? Not that you could
The
see
interferer. How do you say interfere in English? Those who take the kala and the chassan down to the chuppah. What do they call it? The shushbeinen? Shushbeinen, yeah. Okay.
What about that?
Well, we have to understand.